I'm going to go ahead and do a review on big cat heads. I'm going to fold my paper into fourths. Fold it in half like a book, fold it in half top to bottom. And I'll start with my first square here. I'm going to start with that circle, loose, going back and forth and all kinds of sketchiness. And then we come back with the eraser and just take away whatever we don't like.
Surprised no one else is here today and on a call.
Yeah, I know my buddy Frank, he has an appointment, so he said he might be late or might not show up at all. And I know Stephanie is doing a lot of gardening on Fridays. Could just be one of those days that everybody has something else they need to do. I'm going to put in my nose line, my center of the face line, so now we can see that this character is turning to the left. And I'll put an eye line. And when you're making your eye line, you want to make sure that there would be a whole oval in there. We don't want to do like that kind of a curve because it won't give the illusion of 3D-ness. You'll lose the organic quality. So we want to do full see-through shapes. You can do the same thing with your center line as well. Just check that you could fit a whole oval in there. And then when you're sure that you've done your lines correctly, you can erase the back ones that won't be able to be seen. I'm going to go ahead and put in the eye socket, the big part that has the eyebrow. On this side, since it's skinnier, we're going to have a skinnier shape. And then we can go ahead and put eyebrows up at the top. Little lines in the corners here. And that'll be like the bottom ridge. And the rest will fill up with the eye. On this side, it'll be a little more squished. We have a thinner shape. And then on the inside of the eye, I'm going to put a little U right there. And then connect it to my circle. You've only got this little elbow macaroni noodle at the bottom. And I'll color in everything except one little white spot. Then we'll add a nose box. Depending on which big cat you're drawing, these nose boxes can change shape. I'm going to do our regular kind of lion one. It points down just a little bit. It's a little bit wider at the nose. That'll be the front of the nose and mouth right there. And then this side connects over here. Once you have that big basic shape, you can erase out everything. And I like to go ahead and fill in the cheek and shave off the head a little bit. And this line here is going to go right into the ear line. So I'm going to put a little line that hooks up and around there. Bring the ears around. Then in front of the ear is where the jaw will start and come right back down into the muzzle box there. Then for the nose, you might want to take this center line and bring it right down on your shape. Make sure you have a wide side and a narrow side all the way down. I'll put in my general triangle. Kind of lighten it up and then shape it into more of a curve. And some nostrils. And we'll have a teeny tiny line under the nose and then frowny mouth in front, but right when you get to that corner, you can curve it back around. And over here, we'll just add that bump of a contour line. And then we can round off the chin or square it off depending on your cat and your character. And take away all the lines we don't need. You might want to put a color separation line right on the cheek there. Add a few little hair tufts. Or if you want to go ahead and add a mane, you can add bigger, fluffier hair all around the face. In the front, I like to bring it down like bangs. And you've got yourself a lion. So today we're doing snow leopards. So I'm going to move over to the next square and we'll see how we can do a snow leopard face. So I've got my reference right here. Take a look at that. So before I start drawing, I like to take a moment and just check out if the things that I've used before on my other drawings are still true for the face that I want to draw. So
I like the expression on the snow leopard.
I know, right? Doesn't it look so intense? So I've got my circle. Let me back out just a touch so you can see. And we'll see if all these things stay true. If I have my nose line, my eye line. Do we still have kind of that eyebrow socket? We do, but it's very, very thin by the bottom of the eyes there. And when I make my eye socket, I have to remember to keep it thin. Whoops, there's a wider nose bridge than I left room for. And the nose, you can see a lot more of the top of the nose than you could with the lion. So the nose goes more downward. And there's less visible muzzle in the front here than when I drew my lion. So everything's going to be shorter down here. And then I want to check, does that eye line still meet up with the ear? If I took that eye line all the way out, it actually meets with the bottom of the ear rather than the inside of the ear. So my ears are going to go up here. And he's got a lot of cheek fur. There's this angle of white fur right here. So at the end, his face will be a little bit more like that. Once I've got my notes in place, then I can go ahead and practice the real thing. Let's back up a little bit. I'll start with that same circle, light and loose. And then give myself a nose line. Give myself an eye line. Again, make sure that oval can fit on the inside. There we go, get more in focus. And then the eye sockets. I'm going to leave enough room in the middle for the bridge of the nose. I'm going to keep these on the smaller side. So the one over here, even though it's more narrow, it's not going to be shorter. It should still be the same height. And then we'll do our lines for the bottom section. We're going to keep this bottom section really, really thin, really skinny. And then we can put the rest of the eye in here.
Wait, Betsy, did you go and watch that guy? I was telling you about that guy who did like the mermaid thing with the story and stuff.
Guy with the mermaid? Which one?
You know the guy who made the D&D December thing where it had like lore and stuff?
Oh, I couldn't remember his name, so I haven't seen it yet. I was going to ask you about it.
Oh, it's called Subjectively.
Subjectively. I'm going to write that down right now.
Yeah. I watch a lot of their videos. I feel like I really like him doing like lore stuff and him make like that specific dude make up lore. And I also really think it's funny when the entire crew gets together to do like a drawing challenge. That's always fun.
Oh, I'll have to watch some of those.
Yeah, I think my favorite that they did was the one where they all drew themselves as minions.
No.
Yeah, they're fun.
A little bit different style of eye here, I can only imagine, because snow leopards are running around in the very bright snow. They don't have very big pupils. You need those smaller. They don't really have eyebrows. I'm going to give them eyebrows anyway. For stylized cartoony effect. And then for the nose, as I mentioned before, it's going to go down more than on the lion. It also tends to stay fairly the same width. But the chin gets wider, so I'm going to get a little wider on the bottom there when I do my box. Add the cheek.
Hey Betsy, do you have dogs?
I have one.
Can I just give you a quick tip?
Sure.
Like I made a big mistake with my dogs, and that mistake is never ever let your dog play with a laser pointer.
Oh dear.
Yeah, because apparently, I guess what happens is sometimes you let them do too much, and the dog gets sensitive to various forms of light.
Oh.
Like sometimes my dog Carmel, I used to love playing with her. And I used to play with a laser pointer, and then now whenever she sees a light reflecting off of something, she freaks out and starts barking at it like it's a laser pointer.
That's a good plaything.
Yeah. Also, apparently, it's bad for them because I guess they don't when they only use laser pointers, unlike cats, they never really get the release of biting in or catching
it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's just sort of it's just stressful for them.
Duly noted. No laser pointers.
Yeah.
After
It was fun at first. Yeah, it was fun at first, but now it's annoying.
Oh, lesson learned.
Yep.
Once I've got my form, I'm going to start adding the fun / not fun part of all these spots and markings. Oh my goodness. So many.
You know what? If you're looking for like Lion King styled big cats, I think like they have like a new little kids show called like the Lion King the Lion Guard or
Oh
whatever.
yeah, I've seen some toys of that in like Target and stuff.
Yeah, and they have different characters. I'm not interested in the show at all because it's just too little kitty for me. Way
Yeah,
too much. But sometimes I'll see like pictures of some of the characters and I'll think, oh, that's a neat little design.
cool.
Yeah, and
They're
anyway,
all
it's
cubs
like
though, right? Or
what?
do they have adult characters too, or are they all just little cubs?
No, they have adult characters.
Oh, cool. I'll have to look it up.
Yeah, because
Looks
so
like
I'm saying like if you need a big cat from like there, you might be able to find one.
I will check that out.
Yeah, they do have like a cheetah character, albeit they don't. She doesn't have like the typical cheetah, like black tear marks.
Uh, well, that
Yeah,
kind of fills it for me. I love the black tear marks. Does she have a little mohawk that the cheetah cubs have?
hold on, I'll look at it right now. The lion guard cheetah. No, she doesn't have a mohawk.
Aw, I'm disappointed.
Yeah.
I'm going to do two more heads, but I will stop the narration so you guys can practice a little more on your own if you're rewatching this video.